I want to show you the hottest thing going right now to get leads. This is something you can do yourself. There's a lot to learn, but it's something I can do for you too if you like. Let me show you. First of all, Google, when you're using the internet, is the place to be found because they get 85% of all the searches is when people are looking online. So let's say we're going to Google and we are looking for car accident attorneys somewhere in Texas. And let's say we're looking for in Austin, Texas. This is something I just started working on, and I want to point something out here to you. First of all, when I click car accident attorney Austin, as you can see here, if you look here, you see these ads. People pay a lot of money for those ads. If I was to click on that ad, that would probably cost that attorney anywhere from $100 to $200 just because I clicked on it. And usually it can take 10 to 20 clicks before they even get a phone call. So as you can imagine, this is very expensive. And there are methods to make that work a lot better, and I can tell you they're not even using them. But that's not what we're talking about here. Now when I type that in here, when I look for car accident attorney in Austin, from here down are my options. And so nothing really jumps out and sticks out, does it? There's something about Yelp, AWO, most people don't know what that is. There's AWO again. Here's some attorneys right here, and they've got phone numbers, but notice about these phone numbers, this all kind of looks the same. No, they don't really jump out. Now here's something to think about. There are suburbs of Austin, or surrounding cities, whatever you want to call them. One of them, as an example, is called Leander. So you might live in Leander, Texas, which is in the Austin area. If you were in Leander and you were looking for a car accident attorney and you typed it in there, here's what you would see. Again, there's the ads, and then this is what you see. Do you notice what just jumps out at you? Obviously, it's this right here. This is the listing that I created just a few days ago, and I got there fast. Now it says car accident attorney Leander, and then it has a phone number here. It has one right here, and it has it right here. 3 places there's a phone number. Now, when you scroll up and down here, do you see any immediately that jump out with a phone number? No. Do you see how this you can trump everybody here? And the reason is because people are lazy when they get online. They don't like to look and look and look. I know it sounds crazy, but looking and looking can be strenuous and tenuous hard work. And people just want a phone number usually to call, unless they're doing some major research. So here is a phone number in 3 different places they can call. They don't hardly have to look anywhere. Now there's a phone number here, but this doesn't really jump out compared to here. So as you notice, this little thing right here is called a thumbnail. That's a technical term for a small picture. And if you use it right, it's like a small billboard that just jumps out, like you're going down a highway, and on this particular case, on this highway, our billboard jumps out. Here's another example. Here's another city in the Austin area. It's called Kyle. Now if I went here and I was looking, I'd scroll down a little bit, and there's Kyle. Notice it's the same number, 3988. Here's one Leander, 3988. It's the exact same thumbnail, and it's for the Austin area, but now we're doing it for the area of Kyle. So when people in Kyle, Texas get on the internet and they're looking for a car accident attorney, this is what they'll see. Here's one more. This is called Pflugerville, I guess is how you pronounce that. If I scroll down here, I see it's close to the bottom, just a little bit below halfway, but it'll get back up to number 1 here shortly because I've only been doing this for a few days. But notice how that jumps out. Do you see any others with phone numbers jumping out at you? No. Now, of course, these have phone numbers, but do they jump out compared to this? They don't have a little billboard here. They don't have a picture of a guy that looks like an attorney. I have huge advantages of having this right here. This can get me leads. If this was at the bottom of the page, it would still trump everything you see here because it just jumps out. Because people typically will scroll and just kind of look around. When that jumps out, their eye is drawn to that immediately. But when this gets to the top, then we're going to really get a lot more phone calls. Now let's go back to Austin for a minute. As you can see, I don't have a video on here yet. And the reason is, like I said earlier, I've only done this just a few days ago. And Austin, the major city, has a lot more competition to make that work. And it'll be on page 1 very shortly, and it'll be position 1 even pretty soon as well. So I will dominate the area, and I can get all the phone calls that I need. I want to show you a few more examples. Let's say we put in best foundation repair for Denver. Look what jumps out. Here's ads here. There's a Yelp, Home Advisor, Angie's List. Next thing you know, there we are. See how that jumps out? There's the phone number again. 1, 2, 3 places. Let's look at Colorado Springs. This is where I'm from. Look what jumps out. Phone number, phone number. There is no thumbnail on here, and the reason is because we haven't put that on there yet. This jumped onto page 1 sooner than we thought it would. So we've got to go in there and put a thumbnail on there, so we'll have ourselves a little billboard, and that's going to generate phone calls. That is the magic of what's hot as can be right now on Google on being able to generate leads. You know, you've heard of search engine optimization, where you rank your website and try to get it to page 1 of Google, and hopefully at the very top, because you want to be findable. But the problem is that gets harder and harder and harder to do, because Google just makes it so hard to do because people try to manipulate the search engine. But the videos are really working well right now, and that's where the leads are coming from. So I would urge you to look into this, and if you need help with that, I want you to give me a call, and I can be reached at 719-258-9632. Again, that's 719-258-9632, and this is Andy Curry.